Hey everybody, it's Coach Pete. I'm back. It's been a little bit longer than I wanted to, but that's the way things go. But I'm here, back for another special edition of what I'm calling dominant longevity analysis. So last time, if you watched my video, I did an analysis of Noah Syndergaard's mechanics, which in my opinion is why he broke down. So today, for all of you Boston Red Sox fans and Chris Sale fans, we are going to analyze Chris Sale's mechanics. And I'm going to show you and explain to you why he broke down. So, here we go. He pitches exactly the same now as he did then. So this was the best view that I could get. This is a complete video of his mechanics, so I'm just going to let you watch it, right, as he goes through. Slow motion. Okay. Now, you saw it in action, so here we go, right from the beginning. The first high point. He actually has a really good start. He's got a tremendously high knee lift. His back leg is steady. His back foot is steady. His right butt cheek is kind of out front, so he's got a little bit of turn in the hips. His eyes are on target here. He's got great posture. Right in the beginning, he looks awesome. Almost immediately after his high knee lift and his great posture, things start to go south. Instead of going forward with his butt out front and riding out the mound, he drops his front foot straight down, almost to the ground, as you can see how close his foot is to the ground. The power of the legs and core are now completely out of the mechanics, and it is the legs and the core that keeps your arm safe. His legs and his core basically are just vehicles to a destination that the arm will take them. What I mean is, what's going to happen here is his upper body is just going to take over. And his upper body is going to pull his lower half through, which is the complete opposite of what we want in dominant longevity and safe mechanics. Right from here, without making another move, the arm is in danger because it isn't going to get any help from the legs and the core. This is very similar to Noah Syndergaard. He just lifts his knee high, drops it, and leads with his foot. Right there, the pitcher's in danger. Not to be repetitive, but any mechanics that lead with the foot or the leg instead of the butt and hips put the arm in danger. The hips are slightly turned here, right? So what he has here is upper body torque, right? He's using his upper body. So this tells you right away that's his upper body is going to lead the way and pull his lower half through. But there's no power. There's not the kind of power that you need to take over for the arm, to take stress off the arm. The core is playing no role in the delivery. Again, I mean, this is a perfect example. I mean, his foot is just leading the way here. Okay? You need to ride out the mound with your butt for as long as possible, with your weight back as long as possible before you head down. And he's hunched here instead of maintaining his posture. So again, everything in this picture tells us, just like the last one, too much stress on the arm. Chris Sale is 6'6" tall. In the world of biomechanics, a great stride is 6 of your feet. You can see right here, his stride is extremely short. Not only that, you can barely see it down here, his knee is pointing this way, towards first base. His knee should be straight. His foot is pointing towards first base. His foot and his knee need to be perfectly straight facing home plate. His stride is short. That puts the arm in danger. He doesn't have explosive hip rotation and sinking of the back knee, right? So it's the sinking of the back knee that begins that free fall forward, which he doesn't have. So when you talk about the movements that build the mechanics, it's the high knee lift, it's the butt turn, it's the sink with the butt out front and you ride out the mound. It's just almost the complete opposite. His timing is off. As you remember from the last video, what is timing? Timing is when your front foot lands, your elbow or your arm should be in an L position. Very similar to Noah Syndergaard, he's behind. More stress on the elbow, more stress on the arm because you're not ready to go forward, right? Your body isn't into it. It's just your arm. As I stated a few seconds ago, his whole lower body is facing towards first baseline. That is a lack of complete hip rotation. And you need complete hip rotation to take the stress off the arm. It's core velocity. Chris Sale does not have this. What you see here is lower half going one way, upper half is the timing is off. He's leaning. His back foot is already coming out. It's just, again, in the world of biomechanics, completely unsafe. To me, this picture just explodes with, oh my gosh, pure danger. I call it the danger zone. Chris Sale has a very unusual and dangerous arm movement. He leads with his elbow. So if you go back to the last picture, his elbow was even with his shoulder. Now his elbow is high. So normally, when you release your throwing hand from your glove, your hand comes down and then up. What Chris does is bring his elbow up, and he's behind. His timing is off. He brings his elbow up even higher. Now just picture this in your head. How much stress it puts on the elbow to go from this position to finally get into a throwing or L position while his whole body is going forward, right? The amount of extra stressful movements his elbow has to make in order to get up into the L position is not only dangerous, it's unnecessary. On top of that, which makes this even worse, is still his whole lower body is pointing towards the first baseline. This makes it even worse. Again, when you leave the legs out, when you leave the core out, when you leave the hip rotation out or you don't have one, super dangerous. And when you, I call this leading with your elbow. I've had students that have had this and we fixed it with simple drills. It's simple drills. If you want to know what that drill is, just contact me and I'll tell you. But this right here is incredibly, incredibly dangerous. Here's a perfect image of how Chris Sale is top heavy. What I call top heavy. What that means is, very simply, the top half in the arm, pull the bottom half through. His entire upper body is going one way. It's going this way. His lower body, again, remains, I mean, he's managed to straighten out a little bit here, but for all intents and purposes, the lower body and this front foot is going, they're not going in the same direction, which is a huge problem. He has no power from the back leg. So in the world of biomechanics, you drag and release. Chris just lets his back leg fly. By letting his back leg fly, right, his front leg stays straight. His finish of his pitch is what some coaches teach. You finish at the pocket. No, you don't. You finish down here, something that I call picking up the quarter. Something my dad taught me when he was teaching me how to pitch and finish the pitch and follow through. So Chris really doesn't have a follow through. In short, Chris whips the ball as hard as he possibly can using just his arm in a manner that makes it even more dangerous than normal. He's got so many things going on that are not biomechanically sound. To me, it's not a wonder. I don't know how he lasted as long as he has. This last slide is just further proof of Chris's upper body pulling his lower body through. It takes a tremendous amount of stress and energy in your arm, your shoulder, and your elbow in order to pull your bottom half through. And that's what's happening here. Just to kind of wrap it up, his legs aren't really in the pitch. His core isn't really in the pitch. He has no hip rotation. He has no lower back power. Everything is in his arm. His follow through to what we call his pocket is just not safe. This front knee, when he lands, needs to be bent, and he needs to be following through down here. That is if he wants to be safe. What Chris Sale does from here is up to him, but to me, in my personal professional opinion, anybody that gets Tommy John surgery and recovers, which he should, and goes back to pitching the exact same way, you're going to be headed down the same bad road. So if we go back to the definition of dominant longevity, other than his high knee lift, Chris Sale's pitching mechanics are not designed to protect the arm. His arm and elbow take on so much stress and unusual movement, it was probably only a matter of time before the UCL gave out. There's a lot of things going on here with Chris Sale, and I don't know how he lasted that long. I hope that the messages that I'm sending between the Noah Syndergaard video and the Chris Sale video are coming to clearly, right? Becoming clear that safe mechanics are essential. If you do not use your legs, if you do not use your core, if you do not have hip rotation, if you do not have a long stride, if you do not follow through completely, that your arm is coming towards the ground, you're unsafe. Your timing is going to be off, and on top of that, in Chris Sale's case, he leads with his elbow up here, which means he has to kind of turn it up and come around and do all kinds of funky things, which I think that could be the main reason that his elbow went with this unusual movement, leaving his elbow up and then coming up, down, and around. If you do that, you're going to feel tremendous stress. So why didn't anybody ever pick up on this, and why didn't anybody fix it? Because in the world of the major leagues, if you're successful, they don't change you. They don't want to, they say that I'm not going to fix something that's not broke. What they don't do is look towards the future to say, I want Chris Sale to pitch uninjured throughout his whole contract. And when you have safe mechanics that are not safe, the chances of that are slim, very slim. So go back, watch the Noah Syndergaard video, watch this video. The two things that I'm going to be coming back with, one, I'm going to compare Noah Syndergaard's mechanics, Chris Sale's mechanics, and with some of my best pitchers' mechanics. And you will see the incredible difference. Then, because I got a new one offered to me the other day, Matt Harvey. There was an article about how he's kind of lost, and he thinks at 31 years old, his career is over. And that's very sad because, as you know, I am a Met fan. I did like him. But it's his mechanics that failed him. So we're going to take a look at that one also. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please watch this, share it, spread it around. When you go to YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Hit like, make comments, ask questions. That's what I'm here for. Until next time, Coach Pete, out.